Mhm. Sorry about that. Hello again. Welcome to the USC Leonard Davis School of Gerontology. My name is Angela Estrada, and I am an admission counselor here at the school. And I can guide you through any questions that you may have about our admission process, the differences in our programs, and or our general questions about the school and the university. So today's session, we will focus on two different programs at the doctoral level, and we have some special guests that, I can't wait to introduce you to. To start off, we are the nation's premier school of gerontology. We're the oldest and largest institution to study gerontology across the lifespan. So we look at everything from birth to death and everything in between. Our main mission is to create the next generation of leaders within the field of aging, and I'm excited that all of you here are here to join us, and hopefully to be the next generation of leaders. We are able to offer this type of training through four core disciplines, and that is biology, psychology, sociology, and public policy. And we provide this through, top of the line research from our faculty that not only have joint appointments across the university, but world-class business experience across the field. As many of you may know, our campus is conveniently located in downtown Los Angeles, and our students are coming from all over the world to create diversity within our courses as well as in the student population. So we are conveniently located, as I mentioned, near downtown Los Angeles, near major highways where you can get easy access to downtown LA, to places like Santa Monica, to places like Hollywood, a very convenient location. And first, I'm going to introduce all our panelists. So here they are now. So we have Dr. Sean Curran, we have Fisher Zhu, and we have Sarah Shemtov. First, I'm going to introduce Dr. Sean Curran. He is a professor of gerontology and molecular and computational biology and the vice dean. He's also the dean of faculty and dean of research for the USC Leonard Davis School of Gerontology. He is co-director of the USC Buck Nathan Schock Center of Excellence in the basic biology of aging. Dr. Curran developed the first of its kind PhD in Geroscience program, which recruited its inaugural class in 2024. Dr. Curran's research group has invested in defining molecular, genetic, and environmental factors that impact multiple parameters of health, such as the resistance to environmental dietary stress, mobility, metabolism, reproductive fitness, and mitochondrial function throughout life. The long-term goal is to generate blueprints that allow an individual to maximize health over the course of their lifespan. Informed by genetics, Dr. Curran's lab develops the capacity to predict which diets are ideal for a healthy life and which should be avoided. His research program is funded by the National Institute of Health and has received past research funding by the Ellison Medical Foundation, the American Federation for Aging Research, and the American Heart Association. He is a fellow of the Gerontological Society of America and is the 2025 vice chair of the GSA Biological Sciences section. And thank you so much for joining us. I will hand it over to Dr. Curran.
Thank you, Angela. It's a pleasure to talk to you guys today about our new geroscience program. If you want to move to the next slide. Yeah, so a lot of people ask me, what is geroscience? And I think every year you'll get a slightly different answer from me because geroscience is a continually evolving field. It's rooted in the biology of aging. We've run an incredibly successful biology of aging PhD program, but we've outgrown that. We recognize that in order to really understand the complexities of the aging process, you need buy-in and you need experience from people in medicine, so clinicians, people in nursing, people in pharmacology, people who are doing drug development, people who are in age tech, people who really want to put into practice the basic research that we're doing within the lab. And so it's this translational practice and principle that really is the foundation of this new geroscience PhD program. As Angela said it, we actually recruited our first class last year. The second class is about to begin in just a couple of months. The program is thriving. We actually received the most number of applications for a PhD program for this geroscience program than we've done in the past. So we're really excited about it. We think it's going to be as successful as our biology of aging program was, and we look forward to seeing how the future is going to go. Primary faculty come from the School of Gerontology. As Angela mentioned, most of us have joint appointments in other departments and other units across USC. But recognizing that we need that multidisciplinary approach, we also have faculty who are studying the aging process in those schools that can actually act as mentors for the PhD program also. Next slide. So, what is geroscience? It is this new field that really wants to bridge the divide between basic biology of aging, as well as an understanding of chronic diseases, particularly ones that happen later on in life. Now, the first time the word geroscience, or where it was coined, Dr. Felipe Serra, who ran the biology of aging section at the National Institutes of Health and the National Institute of Aging, he formalized in 2013 this NIH summit on advances in geroscience. And this is really where the idea of geroscience took flight. And it's taken us about 10 years to really understand the implications of what geroscience could be and to design a program, one that was suitable, but two, that would really provide uh, the capacity to generate the leaders that we hope to see in the field. Next slide. So the geroscience hypothesis comes from this idea that, of all of the age-related diseases that are out there, so diseases that tend to be more prevalent in an older population, those are things like diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, uh, cardiovascular disease. The underlying condition there is the age of the individual. And what we've come to appreciate is that, say you were able to cure cardiovascular disease, that would be amazing, and it would be an incredible discovery. However, individuals would still suffer from Alzheimer's, would still get dementia, could still get diabetes. Again, because the underlying cause of these diseases is aging, if we understand aging itself, perhaps we can tackle all of these diseases all at once. And the goal is really not to make people live longer per se, but to live healthier for the maximal amount of period of their normal lifespan. Next slide. So again, the focus really here is on health instead of an individual disease. Again, with the goal of understanding the root cause of all of these age-related conditions, getting to the molecular basis of those diseases, studying it from all aspects of life, from molecules to cells to organelles to tissues to organs to the entire organism, and across species is the goal of the geroscience program. In this effort, we've brought together both basic research scientists, clinicians, so people who are working in the clinic, geriatricians who tend to focus on older adults, as well as experts in each one of those age-related diseases. They act both as instructors within our core curriculum, but also can act as mentors for PhD students who want to do research in those specific areas. At the same time, the program isn't limited to those aspects of academic science, but we bring in governmental officials, industry partners, as well as listening to the patients themselves to really understand what the aging process is like. And with that, we get a holistic view of aging from a biological perspective. And we hope that that's actually going to better inform and create uh, better leaders that'll one day leave USC and help us really understand the aging process. So the School of Gerontology has always used this geroscience approach. We study all facets of aging across the lifespan. I think perhaps one of the most unique aspects of the School of Gerontology is that it's one place where biologists, social scientists, policymakers, demographers, uh, people who are looking to build technological advances that'll help an aging community, we're all in one building. So there's plenty of places around the world that maybe focus on one of those aspects, but the USC Leonard Davis School of Gerontology is the only place where you'll find that in one place. And so we are research focused, both the research that you will do in the lab as part of your dissertation, but all of the education that you're going to do as well is rooted in research and many discoveries that have come from the researchers here at the Leonard Davis School of Gerontology. And so Outside of the academic component, one thing that I think is really important and is really integral to our training program here at USC is the fact that we bring people in from around the world to interact with our students and our trainees. We do that through structured events. Two of them, one of them is this Age Tech Symposium that we launched this past year. This brings the intersection of aging and technology to bring people together to communicate what are the actual needs and what are the potential possibilities where we can use technological innovations to improve the lives of older adults. The inaugural meeting of this was in March of this year. It was an all-day event. It was pretty great. We had industry leaders, faculty, clinicians, as well as students and trainees interacting the entire day and figuring out how we can connect technology to the aging process. And then the second event that we have annually is called GLAM. This is the Geroscience Los Angeles meeting. It's always the first Friday of September. What's unique about this meeting is that every presentation that you'll see at GLAM is by a trainee, whether that be an undergraduate student, a master's student, or most prominently our PhD students, who talk about the research that they're doing in their labs as part of their dissertation, present that to the larger audience that includes faculty and industry leaders. And it's a really great opportunity to, one, improve your speaking skills, make connections, and set up collaborations that are going to help throughout your PhD.
Um, Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean, for sharing. And super nice to hear about the new Geroscience program, as well as the upcoming events where students are able to learn more and get involved. Greatly appreciate it. Next, I will introduce Fisher Zhu. Fisher is a graduate from our PhD in Gerontology program in 2022 and our Masters of Science in Gerontology program in 2017. So he is a double Trojan. He is a postdoctoral scholar for the Department of Family Medicine at the Keck School of Medicine at USC. So I'm super excited to introduce Fisher, and I'll let you take it away.
Thank you, Angela, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us today. My name is Yujun Zhu, and I go by Fisher. As mentioned, I'm a recent PhD graduate in gerontology, and I'd like to share a bit about my journey through the program here at USC, and I hope this can give you a better sense of what the PhD experience can look like. So here's my background. I came into the program with a background in public health, and I earned my bachelor's degrees in public health in China and worked in a local hospital for a few years. Then I came here for a Master of Science in Gerontology, and eventually I completed my PhD here at the Leonard Davis School of Gerontology. So my research has focused on aging-related care systems, specifically long-term care services, advanced care planning, palliative care, and caregiving. And I'm currently working as a postdoc research associate at Keck. Next slide, please. So here's kind of a timeline and the structure of the PhD program. It is both rigorous and the first 2 years are primarily focused on core coursework in biology, psychology, sociology, and policy, as well as some electives. These kind of provide the theoretical foundation of the journey. And then by the end of the second year, students complete an empirical paper designed to be a publication quality manuscript. Then comes the qualifying exam at the start of year 3, which covers all 4 core areas. The core areas in the year 1 and year 2. Then after passing that, you officially become a PhD candidate and begin work on your own dissertation. So the dissertation stage is where your independence really develops, and you're responsible for designing and carrying out your research project, and often with mentorship and feedback from your committee and mentor. Next slide, please. So there are many things I very appreciate about the program, but I'd like to highlight a few here. First of all, there are tons of resources across campus, from world-class libraries to wellness centers and gyms. USC has excellent resources to support both academic and personal well-being. And there are diverse elective options. You are not limited to just choose gerontology classes. You can take electives from across USC's many schools, including social work, public policy, and preventive medicine, which really helps you shape a unique research purpose or goals. Then PhDs have the opportunity to work as a teaching assistant or research assistant, which help to build academic skill set and professional network. And then lastly, conferences like GSA presenting your work at a big conference help to refine your research ideas and meet collaborators and stay connected with the broader aging research community. Specifically, our school usually holds special meetings for current PhD students, alumni, and faculty, so people can catch up with each other and share some ideas together. So this is a really fun activity there. So here's what I want to share, and I'm happy to answer any questions during the Q&A afterward. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Fisher, for sharing about your experience as a doctoral student. It sounds really, really fun and interesting. And that was a fun night with that picture right there. Sure. And I greatly appreciate when you were sharing about the timeline. That really helps students that are interested in what it's like, the experience of being a PhD student. That was wonderful. Next, last but not least, I will introduce our panelist, Sarah Shemtov. So Sarah is a current student in our PhD in Biology of Aging program, now known as the PhD in Geroscience for new incoming students. She has a background in chemistry and skin biology, and she is particularly interested in using new animal models to understand mtDNA mutagenesis and its impact on aging. So I will pass it over to Sarah.
Thank you, Angela. Okay, so for me, I guess I really wanted to present on the important things that drew me to the program in the first place and why being in the program this long at this point, so I'm in my 6th year, has, I guess, some of the key points or key factors that I feel like are really important about the program and that have contributed to making my experience here really great. So the first is that we have really dedicated faculty that provide really strong and incredible mentorship. So in my case, my PI is Dr. Mark Vermulst, and from the moment that I joined the program, he's just been super supportive of me, and that was, of course, really important to me. Just as an example, I struggle with public speaking, and so in that he like really worked hard with me to get over that, encouraged me to present my work, to feel more comfortable in doing that. He also helped me write grant applications for fellowships as if they were his own. So really like hands-on help in the places where I felt like I needed it. And the faculty members here are really just overall truly committed to helping students, which extends far beyond like faculty mentoring their own students, but also many different faculty, like not my PI, will be assisting me whenever I need the help. So everybody, all of the faculty members are really generous with their time for all of the students in the program. In addition, we have really strong collaborations. Dr. Curran kind of mentioned that earlier as well. So the Gero department is full of collaboration within the school, but also like in our case, we collaborate with labs at Dorn's Life and at Keck. So this allows us to publish really high quality work because we're also able to get input from experts in fields that are not necessary, in which we're not necessarily experts in, right? So for example, like we collaborated with a lab at Keck to do neuronal cell work, which is something that we're not specialized in. In addition, we also have vast opportunities as students. So in terms of mentorship. I was able to mentor 6 undergrads over the years. And those undergrads actually had their own projects, so I was really able to guide them through start to finish, which was a great experience for me. Fisher also mentioned that we have the option to TA, and I also took advantage of that in the first 2 years that I was in the program. And I learned a lot from that and was really happy with that experience. As students, we're also encouraged to go to conferences, whether they're near or far. I've opted to present posters, but students at Gero are also selected to give talks, which is really great. And in general, I'd say about students go to about 2 conferences at minimum a year, which is really nice to kind of show our work and form connections with within the scientific community. Dr. Kern also mentioned that that the faculty here have started GLAM, which is hosted really nearby. So that's a really nice way to connect with students at different universities in SoCal as well. And finally, we have a really strong student body here. All of the students in our program get along really well. So it's really nice to have a strong support system within our peers. We organize happy hours and meetings to get together. And we also attend each other's qualifying exams and practice defenses. So it's a really special environment here. In terms of why this PhD program was a match for me, so it allowed me to gain independence as a researcher. Oh, also, there's obviously really strong research being done here by leaders in the field, but their mentorship and their guidance has allowed me to gain independence as a researcher. So scientifically, in both thought and technical ability, as well as gaining confidence in presentations and communicating science, as well as in mentoring. I, as I mentioned, learned how to mentor and felt really rewarded by seeing the success of my mentees. And finally, I also gained a strong sense of support, not just within the faculty, but also in the student body. And overall, this experience has left me feeling fully prepared for the next steps in my career.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Sarah. It was really great to hear the sense of community that already exists in the PhD program with students. So that's always really nice to hear, especially considering the academic rigor of a PhD program. Okay, awesome. So now I will go over in a little bit more depth the PhD programs that we offer. Obviously, they've already been discussed, so I'll go over them hopefully quickly, and then we'll go into a Q&A. So we do offer 2 fully funded PhD programs. They are the PhD in Gerontology and the PhD in Geroscience. The PhD in Gerontology was the first of its kind that started in 1989, and the PhD in the Biology of Aging, which is now the Geroscience PhD program, began in 2014. So the first of its kind, which is great, which really shows how we are leaders in this field. Our PhD in Gerontology looks at the psychological, behavioral, and sociological implications of aging. It is a typical 4 to 6 year, PhD program. As mentioned again, it is fully funded, and students are going over topics such as biodemographics, palliative care, end-of-life care, and looking at different populations in more depth. Here is a sample of some of the faculty in this program that teach. It is not all the faculty, just to clarify. This is just some and the research that they do. So we have someone like Dr. Zielinski, who looks at memory and cognition. We look at Dr. Brown, stuff with Dr. Brown, who looks at minority health, and the other faculty as well. Our PhD in Geroscience, as mentioned by Dr. Curran, is looking at the molecular, cellular, and regenerative medicine and the biology of aging, looking at things like stem cell research, molecular, I already mentioned that, biomedical research, stem cell, Alzheimer's, dementia. Again, a 4 to 6 year program and fully funded. So that means that students have the tuition covered by the university, as well as getting a small stipend so that they are research assistants throughout the program. It is, both programs are in person. So that means that students have to be in our Los Angeles campus, which is fine because our campus is very conveniently located. And here again is some of our faculty in this PhD in Geroscience program that you are able to work with. and their specialization. Cool. With the application process, we do ask for your online application, your resume, your statement of interest, 3 letters of recommendation, official transcripts, and a writing sample. We do also ask that students have at least 1 year of research experience, so that way they are familiar with working in a lab, because that is obviously what they'll be doing a lot of the time in the program. Students come from various backgrounds, as mentioned here, but some students come directly after undergrad, some do a master's program and then apply for this PhD program. So we really don't have much preference, and we look at students very holistically and looking at the kind of research they are able to do. For international students, same requirements, but with some additional ones. Depending on your country of where you got educated, you might require some English proficiency exams, such as the TOEFL or the IELTS. And we do ask for a passport copy and country-specific guideline kind of requirements that are also needed. Okay. If you have any questions, these are our lovely admission counselors that are here to help you and answer any questions that you may have. But now we will turn it over to the Q&A. If students have any questions or want to continue the conversation, they are more than happy to scan the QR code and, we can be in contact. But I see that there are some Q&A questions. Let me double check. Okay. Okay, yeah. I have a question for both Sarah and Fisher. What is the schedule like for the geroscience versus gerontology PhD? What are the fixed hours, or is it flexible? If you want to go first, Sarah?
Sure. So in our case, I think it's very much, okay. So the first 2 years you do have classes, so those are within a fixed schedule. At the same time, you are working in a lab. The first year will be your rotations, at least in the geroscience side. And then after that, you'll have chosen a lab, so you can kind of work together with your professor on it's kind of the professor sets the expectations, I guess, on what the time commitment or the scheduling, I guess, is. Certain professors prefer you to be there all day. Other professors, as long as you get as long as you get your work done, they don't really care if you're there all day or not. So it really is dependent on the professor.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I think it's very similar on our side as well. So it's kind of flexible, but I think you should, aside from your coursework, and you should expect like 20 hours either being a TA or RA. So, but you can distribute your time according to your personal choices, but the hours kind of expecting you to do the work.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I have a question for Sean. Can you share what resources USC students have access to through the Gerontological Society of America partnership?
Right. So we sponsor students to have membership in GSA. That comes with access to the programming that GSA puts on year round. So I am the vice chair of the biological section this year. Jennifer Ailshire is the current chair of the behavior and social science section of GSA. And so we get to help set that programming. But probably the biggest benefit of being a part of GSA is the annual meeting that happens across the United States. So it switches locations. One, it's a great opportunity for you to present your research. But two, we have sponsored and hosted parts of GSA for decades now. And it's become a really great opportunity for alumni to come back and tell you what they've been doing, to find partnerships for research, to find a job that maybe you didn't even know existed. So it's really a great networking opportunity, both contemporaneously for when you're doing your PhD studies, but also for the future.
Awesome. Yes. And the GSA, yeah, the annual meeting is really great. And students always love to come to the USC booth and take pictures and just connect with current students. So that's, yeah, very true. A question for both, I guess, students. For the writing sample for Sarah and Fisher, were you able to, did you use an undergraduate kind of writing for submitting your writing sample, or did you feel more comfortable using something like that from the master's level if you received your master's, for example, Fisher?
Yeah, I think I submitted one of my master coursework for my application.
Yeah,
Same here.
yeah, awesome.
I think the most important thing for the writing sample is to make sure that it's representative of your skill and ability. So it can be something from a course that you've done. If you happen to already do research and you've published something, you can put that in there as well. But if there are co-authors on that paper, make sure that you're submitting the part that you wrote, just so that we can assess you appropriately.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and then Fisher, since you finished already the PhD program, were there any particular skills or experiences during your time in the program that proved especially valuable in the real world?
I think the main thing, especially I'm doing postdoc, I think the research skills is really important. So again, I just want to focus. You can elect the courses not only in gerontology but also across the campus. So to me, I'm very kind of interested in data analysis part. So I took all the classes in Gero, and then I explore more courses across the campus. From School of Public Policy, I took couple of econometrics evaluation classes there. Also took some longitudinal data analysis and machine learning classes from School of Medicine. So I think those experience and skill sets really helped me to establish my skill sets. And usually, as a PhD student, you just email the professor to the courses you are interested in, and if they have available seats, usually they are very welcome to take you as a student there. So I think my overall experience in those things is really smooth, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Fisher. And one last question for everyone. Is there a specific memory or moment that was really fun or enjoyable that you really got to kind of take with you as you're, in the program, or even Sean as a professor that, makes this program really great, or our school really great?
So the most rewarding part of any PhD program is seeing students evolve from when they first enter the program till you get to where Fisher and Sarah are. Sarah said she's still in the program, but she successfully defended her dissertation, so she is effectively done.
Yeah.
And I will say, as one of the biggest dissertations that I've seen, so she's done an excellent job. But I think it also tells you that there is flexibility in this program. I think so we put in there that it takes you 4 to 6 years. That depends on your project, right? It depends on, how well things go from the beginning. When things become complicated, there is the flexibility to add time to it. And I think that's a testament both to the resiliency of the students, but the flexibility of the faculty and the administrative staff that help and support you.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you so much again for Dr. Karen, for Sarah, for Fisher, for joining us. Again, if anyone has any questions, they could always reach out to one of the admission counselors using that previous QR code or our email, and we'll be in contact with you. I believe we got all the participants, their name. So thank you again so much, and hopefully we'll see you at next week's session. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job. All done. Okay, also, stop recording.
Oh, yeah.